Welcome to skill video number 71. I can calculate the volume and surface area of prisms. So we'll begin our notes on page 71A, and I've defined for us several variables that we'll be using. 6 variables I defined here. I don't think we actually use slant height on this skill. It will show up in later skills, but we have S, L, B, P, and H. And I suppose it would probably be worthwhile to also have V for volume, but we're pretty familiar with that variable already. So, or maybe not, V for volume. So a prism is formed by two parallel congruent polygon or polygonal faces called bases, connected by faces that are parallelograms. So that's kind of a lengthy way to describe that. What we have here is a triangular base, and they're connected by faces that actually happen to be parallelograms. We have the oblique triangular prism, which is basically it's not extruded straight up. So what we get is a oblique angle, as opposed to the right prism on the right, which is a right pentagonal prism, where it's extruded upward at a right angle. The lateral edges are the edges of the extrusion path, and then the base edges are the edges that make up the base, the pentagonal base. So, key formulas for prisms. First, the lateral area, which is going to be the area of all the lateral faces. And on the pentagonal prism, we have 5 lateral faces. On the triangular prism, we have 3 lateral faces. So the lateral area would be the surface area of those faces. And you can find that by multiplying the perimeter, the base perimeter, times the height. Surface area is going to be equal to the lateral area plus both the bases. So we add all 5 of those faces plus the top base and bottom base. You could, if you want to think of surface area, as pH plus 2b. Finally, we have the volume, which is going to be the area of the base area, times the height. And that's going to be a perpendicular height. This skill will rely solely on us being able to find the lateral area, surface area, and volume of prisms. So I will give you the drawing of a prism or the description of a prism and some key facts about the prism. So we'll take a look at 2 examples on the next page. Example 1. Given the oblique hexagonal prism with a base of 50 square inches and a height of 8 inches, find the surface area and volume. So the surface area we actually can't do because it's oblique, and we don't have any formula for oblique prisms. In fact, it's actually pretty complex because you have lots of different angles at play there, so we don't bother calculating surface area for oblique prisms. We can, however, calculate the volume. So volume is base times height, and they give us a base of 50 and a height of 8, so we plug those values in and we get a volume of 400 inches cubed. Example 2 is a right prism, so we actually are able to calculate the lateral area, the surface area, and the volume. So given the pentagonal prism that is right, a right pentagonal prism, let's draw in a little right square so we know that it's at a right angle. Alright, so a right pentagonal prism with a base perimeter of 26 feet, a base area of 40 feet squared, and a height of 12 feet. Find L, S, and V. So L is the lateral area, and we find that by taking perimeter times height. They give us a perimeter of 26 and a height of 12. So 26 times 12 is 26 times 12 is 312 feet squared. And that's going to be the area of those 5 faces. If you were to think of the drawing as a net, you've got the 5 faces and then your pentagon. So we found the area of the 5 faces when we found the lateral area. 312 feet squared. To find the surface area, we're going to add this 312 feet squared to the area of the 2 bases. So L plus 2B. And they tell us B is equal to 40 feet squared. So we do 312 plus 2 times 40. 40 is the base, giving us 312 plus 80, or 392 feet squared. So because we have 40 plus 312 plus 40, the surface area of this right pentagonal prism is 392 feet squared. Finally, we go to our rather straightforward volume equation, base times height. We know that the base is 40, and we know the height is 12, so 40 times 12 is 480, and it's a volume, so feet cubed. Okay, for this skill we're looking at key ideas and concepts of truly understanding how a prism is formed, understanding the difference between a right and oblique prism, and then finally we need to figure out, know and apply the lateral area equation. Lateral area equals lateral area equals the base perimeter times the height. The surface area equation is going to be the lateral area plus 2 times the bases, or you could think of this as pH plus 2b. And then finally we need to know the volume equation. Volume equals base times height. The calculation or the skill test for this will consist of probably 2 different prisms that you have to calculate L, S, and V for. Alright, thank you.